Let's go. Good evening, goats. It's your shepherd here. I'm joined by the one and only Commissioner Rhino. We've got a show for you this evening. We are coming in red hot
Red hot.
off of the heels of the breaking news that the Giants have gotten their quarterback. They got their quarterback at least for this season.
Back-to-back breaking news, too, at that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we'll get to that as well, of course. Yeah, and Stephon Diggs. Yeah, might as well. I mean, back-to-back breaking news. Stephon Diggs signs a 3-year deal with the Patriots. I'm not very surprised by that. I'm not very surprised by the Russell Wilson
Yeah.
deal either. I'm
Yeah,
not.
that works out good for them, and they have Winston as a backup, so it makes them less pressure on them to, take a quarterback in the first. They can wait in the second, maybe get Dart, or wait in the third or fourth to get like a Jalen Milrow or a
Yeah.
or a Tyler Slaw, or wait in the later rounds and get like a Brady Cook or a Kyle McCord and see how they work out.
They don't have to spend first round
Right.
draft capital this season.
Yeah.
They don't have to do it if they don't feel that the quarterback is really going to knock it out of the park. A rookie quarterback to nail it out of the park, to hit a home run with, the odds aren't that they're not that high.
No.
They're just not. If you want to look at this historically, I mean, so yeah, if they're again, if they don't feel like Cam Ward or Shador Sanders are worth it, and they're not even in that big of a position to really go. I mean, they are in a pretty good position.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
They're picking 3, but they're not exactly picking 1 either. And based on the other teams and where they are drafting, right? So it's like,
Right.
okay, we might be asked out of the rookies to begin with. So I mean, this was the safe move for the New York Giants. This was in my opinion, this is probably the better veteran free agent signing than
Yeah,
would be
of
Aaron
course.
Rodgers as well.
Yeah.
Are you giving away a little bit in terms of your completion percentages from the quarterback position by not by going with Russ? Yeah, you probably are. You probably are giving away a few percentage points of completions. I mean, that is pretty relevant. That is important. You need to complete
Yeah.
passes, and Russ is down in the low 60s.
Yep. And Winston's probably about the same thing. Same.
Okay, now I was just about to parlay into. Okay, so now you're probably giving away a little bit more, not much, but probably a little bit more in terms of the turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers. Again, this is going to be kind of like moot because like what's done is done. What's in the past is in the past. But historically, Aaron Rodgers didn't turn the ball over. He didn't throw interceptions. No. Last season, he actually threw a high amount for Aaron Rodgers' standards. Still, Russell Wilson is prone to turn the ball over. Let's not kid ourselves. And he did just that last season. In limited fashion too. I mean, limited. He played 9. He played 11 games.
11 games.
5. I mean, it's not terrible actually. 5 picks. It seemed like those picks all came like at once though.
Yeah. You know what's weird about this too is
they almost did all come at once. The second half of the season is when they
start their downfall.
Yeah, it's almost like
neither one of these quarterbacks really fits the Dable system, though. Really, if you think about it, because he likes the quarterbacks that can run with a little bit of RPO. Daniel Jones had the threat of running. Josh Allen had the threat of running. Neither one of these quarterbacks really had that. Wilson doesn't anymore, and Winston doesn't. I mean, he could if he wanted to, but so it's kind of different, but it's safe. It's a safe thing to do.
he's got to be able to. Obviously, he would have had to have signed off or said, "Oh, well, yeah, it's not a problem," or
No,
or this is we'll play to the guy's strengths.
Mhm.
We'll get him out of the pocket, right? Look, they'll be able to get him out a
Yeah.
little bit and hopefully hit like some of those timing routes with fingers crossed for all of our fantasy intensive purposes, be able to connect on the deep ball, like get him out open, give Malik time, get downfield, and he could still throw. I mean, he still has a good solid arm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
Let's not attempt to trample the man altogether. Like, he's got a good arm still. Hopefully, if he doesn't, his decision making is still, I would say, above average. Above average. He's not the best in the league. He's certainly not the worst in the league.
Right.
If he doesn't have the first read option, you might as well dump it off to your check down, or maybe this is where Wan'Dale Robinson and he comes into play more underneath. But Rhino, and before I get into this big but with Russell Wilson, and of course we could touch up a little bit on Stephon Diggs. There's really not much to touch up on. I mean, I don't even know how he passes a physical, but that's neither here nor there. Before I get into the big butt of this Russell Wilson ordeal, because then the hamster's churning upstairs, Rhino. He's churning. I'm starting to put two and two together here. Before we do that, folks, we're gonna do some quick house cleaning for you. Real quick. Guys, we are on the road to 500. Please give us a like. Please subscribe. We really appreciate that. It is free to do so also. So, of course, by all means, this is, that's all. I'm going to leave it right there. And item number 2, we are just under a month away. Rhino, how do you like them? How do you like that, baby?
Let's go.
Round 1. Thursday, 8 p.m. right here. Round 2 on Friday, 7 p.m. right here. That's it. Live show, man. Live reactions. Give us a like, subscribe. Yeah. Figure we get some other people on if they want. And if not, we're just going to be begging on all the picks. And that's going to lead us right into... I mean, the news actually. No, I'm sorry. I almost blew it. Russell Wilson signing, and yes, this is going to. And then my hamster. Thank you for reminding me. This does kind of correspond to the light bulb going off in my head. This is the safe play. This is also going to correspond and connect to our mock draft that we're going to react to. Daniel Jeremiah from the NFL Network sees the prospect. He's one of the best. He's like a lead prospect analyst, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, like this. Look, folks. This is like a lot of these dudes just do this for a living. Yeah. They watch prospects from freshman year, maybe even earlier to high school, all the way through. And we're gonna react to his mock draft, his latest mock draft, and obviously, I mean, this still may actually stick, but nevertheless, I don't think it is. I don't think Shedeur Sanders is going to go 3. This takes the pressure off the Giants. This will buy Brian Daboll, Joe Shane another season to get the quarterback that they really covet, the one that they really want. If they're going to spend up on draft capital again. This is going to be a whole new sideshow, draft capital. Or we're going to maybe we'll devote later on this week to actual what goes into capital. But if they're really going to do it, they don't want to. I don't think they really want to do it with Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward or Jackson Dart. They're going to wait for the legacy play next season, and that's going to be with Arch Manning
if he comes out.
No, I mean. All right, let me ask you real fast. What would be the pro to staying, and obviously the con? Like what else would he have to prove at the collegiate level?
The pro would get more reps in.
Does he need that?
I think all quarterbacks. Yes, especially that system. Yeah.
But
And
isn't
plus,
he like
nothing's guaranteed he's gonna have a great year too. So if he has a crap year, his stocks can go down. So we'll have to see the year. If he does phenomenal, then yeah, he'll come out.
I mean, when you say
But also think about this though too. It might depend on who like the 5 worst teams are. Remember, his dad's famous for doing what? Or his grandpa.
his dad or his
His grandpa.
yeah, what is he famous for? I mean, I don't know. Well, like, what is Archie Manning? I have no idea what he's famous for, other than like coaching up his sons.
You remember him hijacking, saying that?
Oh, you mean with the Giants and the Chargers? With
Yep.
Yes, of course I remember that. You know where I was too. Real quick, when that whole thing broke. I was at the Yankees game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I remember like it was yesterday. But in any event, yeah, no, I know it. Yes, this is that's just playing to my point.
Yeah,
that's playing more into it. So it does not necessarily matter where the Giants may land in next season's draft order. Mm-hmm. They will orchestrate. They will then spend up if needed, because they believe that this is our guy, this is our legacy. And also, it's not inside knowledge. It's not this is documented. This is public. Eli Manning and the Mannings, they've got very strong ties here still in New York. And I'm talking about business ties. Mm-hmm. Like their professional ties, Arch Manning's ties already as a client. Archie Manning is a client right now to the same firms that they're all connected into. Maybe not Dad. I don't know about Cooper, but the Mannings, Peyton and Eli.
Yeah.
Again. Do I have a freaking crystal ball? No, I don't have a crystal ball. But this aligns a little bit better, I would think. Let's see if you could get to 8 wins for Christ's sakes now. Let's get respectable again. And
they should get to 8 wins with that, I mean,
let's get respectable. The New York Giants respectable with Russ or Jameis, whatever the case would be.
What was your record last year? 5
No, worse. The Giants won 3 games.
Okay.
Worse. The Giants.
They can win 5 more games.
Let's get
quarterback. Yeah.
Let's get respectable. Mm-hmm. Let's get let's get another asset now, not the quarterback asset. And let's carry that over right into this mock draft. I know.
Let's do it.
Let's carry that over. Let me get this up for everybody, for all the goats. Yeah, Stephon Diggs. I mean, look.
3 years for that. That was 3 years for $6. That's $33 million. I didn't see the whole contract. How much is guaranteed?
I got it. It's right here.
They're paying when he's 30 years old, right?
Yeah.
So they're paying him $26 million guaranteed. Jeez.
Yeah. It's a contract and a half for a 30-year-old coming off of an ACL.
He says something about his physical. I guarantee you that he took a physical before they signed him. They're not going to sign him without taking a physical. He
tore his ACL in the middle. I guess what week was he tore his ACL like damn near the middle of the season last year.
Right, and they showed him doing drills, and he looked pretty decent.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't want to really react to that. I don't really see that being a needle mover. I suppose. Look, Stephon Diggs.
They don't have a number one receiver.
They don't have a real number one wide receiver. So yes, in that respect, it's probably good that they get the veteran wide receiver one. Also, somebody that has seen every single type of coverage that you could possibly imagine, so he knows how to beat practically every single coverage. I just question whether or not he's going, whether he's at anywhere close to the same speeds.
Yeah.
And whether or not, I mean, he's not a fantasy asset for me, at least for me. I don't think he should be a real fantasy asset for anybody.
A late round grab.
Eh,
Take a stab at him.
I'll take a stab at like Jalen Noel. I'll take a stab at that. But anyway, to each his own. If Stephon Diggs seems to be your cup of tea, you have a soft spot for the elder statesman wide receivers, don't you?
No, I'm not saying I jacked him, but I mean, if he's there in the late rounds, and I need to take a flyer on somebody, I'll take a flyer on him. Why not? He's a proven commodity.
Holy shit! I just realized I think I have him on a dynasty team. I do. I think I have him on one of my dynasty teams that lost in the quarterfinals last season. I had Diggs, I had Godwin, and I guess it's DJ Moore would be another wide receiver that I have. I think Diggs is on that team. And my wide receivers just got so decimated. Yeah, whatever. I'll check that some other time. All right, so yeah, I mean, look, he's got Cam Ward going first.
Yeah, that seems to be the.
So do I.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the expert, but all signs are pointing to like, look, this dude is your QB1 of the draft.
Yeah.
And who knows? Those that were saying that Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, these guys would start after J.J. McCarthy or after Bo Nix, or that's when these guys would go. If it was last year's class, it's possible.
It's possible, but
it's possible.
Hindsight's 2020, man. And some of these people out there, big dog in their comments need to chill out a little bit, because you can't see, you don't know. You can assume all you want.
I think he looks great.
I think he looks great too.
I think he looks great.
He needs behind a good offensive line, not a bad one.
I mean, I wish I would have been paying this type of attention to quarterbacks, prospects, with the likes of even Bryce Young, with the likes of Anthony Richardson. I wasn't paying them. I was just relying on what people were telling me, and I made my judgments from there. Now I'm actually watching them. I mean, Cam Ward looks great. Now again, just to your point, let's see what let him get his big boy pants on, and now it's gotta shut up. Abdul Carter to the Browns.
This could be interesting.
Look,
would they take a chance on drafting Shedeur Sanders? I mean, I think because you have Pickett as your quarterback.
Let's not forget. Well, I want to react to this draft. Shedeur Sanders, he's got to pick 3. So let's take my Arch Manning hypothesis, my Arch Manning prophecy, and put that in the garbage can. Let's say the Giants are fucking lunatics, and they even won up the Atlanta Falcons from last season, and actually still take a rookie quarterback as their project, expressingly that he's not starting right away. They didn't just sign those 2 veterans for Shedeur Sanders to beat both of them out. So let's just pretend that the Giants are out of their minds and they still take Shedeur Sanders at 3. That would put Abdul Carter to the Browns. Now, here's the crazy part about this. At first, I would say, well, why would they want to get Abdul Carter when they just gave all that money to Myles Garrett? Isn't one defensive edge rusher enough?
Yeah, but 2 is better.
Yeah, but right. Okay.
Again, this is the Browns, so
then it's like, you know what? Why don't we just be the meanest, mother-loving, effing dogs that we're supposed to be? We'll win games 17-10, 13-10. That's how we won't let these teams score. And of course, they're not going to go 17-0, but maybe they're thinking, you know what, we're just going to be the best defense in the league, and maybe Kenny Pickett, maybe. So, I mean, okay, under that premise, I get it. Well, we just spoke about Shador. I mean, like, look, obviously this was Rhino. This was, he put this together before today's news.
Right.
What's interesting enough, actually, is I think the mock draft 2.0, actually, he has Shador falling to the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's the artwork that we have. And I did that
And I think with this, they're actually in a position to, if they want to, is trade back and get some more draft picks.
Which team?
The Giants.
They could do that too.
Yeah.
Without question. This gives them options. Now, yeah, they could do that. They could stay here at 3, and again,
right,
based on this, maybe they go and like, look, man, we know what the quarterback situation looks like in this league. We know how thin it could get. We're just going to be stocked. Maybe we could trade Jameis Winston. We didn't give him a lot of money, or release him. That would be silly. But under that premise, yeah, or trade down, absolutely. Pick 4. Now again, based on today's actual events, if they decide to stay at 3, my God, look, you could get a prize. You get a prize pick. You get a prize pick in Travis Hunter, who they think, who many of us believe is the best prospect coming out.
Yeah.
But the Patriots, look, I could see him going to the Patriots. I could see the Browns taking him. I mean, I think we can all we could pretty much agree that it's these 4 though, right? More or less. Maybe Shador falls a little bit now.
Yeah.
All right. This guy here from Georgia, a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah, very much a dog.
Jacksonville needs dogs. Dynamic trade with Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker. All right. Now, again, you would think that Ashton Jeanty makes the most sense here.
Makes the most sense.
He makes the most sense. It wasn't that long ago that the Raiders had a really good running back.
Yeah.
They had a really good running back a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs.
When they let him walk. And we saw what that looked like last season. It didn't look pretty.
No, not at all. Well, part of that was offensive line wasn't very good either. So
yeah, there was the whole shebang. I would chalk the whole thing. The whole entire operation was lousy. Ashton Jeanty makes a lot of sense here. It does. I mean, again, many of the analysts that I'm listening to, I'm reading about, he is in a tier by himself.
Mm-hmm. And
then the rest of the running backs come after that, and then you could kind of like.
Unless you're me, then I don't have him as my RB1, but I'm different. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I don't think there's really too much difference between him, Hampton, and Henderson.
Trayvon Henderson.
Remember what we were talking about with D-Bros, like they look at Henderson's numbers, right?
And because he's split, it wasn't a full load. Yeah.
So Hampton and Jeanty both had full loads.
The only thing I could say to that, without taking anything away from that premise and that take, is what if the team that does draft Trayvon Henderson puts him in the same type of committee role?
That's fine.
That's the only thing I could say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of committee role that would look like. I'm not sure what kind of team where he lands for that type of role. I mean,
a good spot for that would be the Rams.
Well, it would be. You're right.
Yeah, Kyron Williams acting as a Montgomery spot,
and then working in that type of hierarchy, so to speak, where your performance dictates how you will play.
Yep.
So if he were to, show that he's like absolutely balling out, then he'll be taking reps away. Now, again, I don't know, but I mean, like Blake Corum still there also, but
he's more of a Kyron Williams kind of running back than Henderson.
But let's play devil's advocate for a second. Because we just said, like, okay, the only thing I could see happening perhaps would be Trayvon Henderson going into a committee role because that's all he's known as a collegiate.
I think he could be a bell cow, though.
But what if he were to be drafted and inserted into like a prime opportunity like the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Then it's his for the taking.
Or like the Broncos. Or like the Broncos too.
Or I suppose the Broncos.
Yeah.
I suppose the Broncos. I don't think Orgic Estime really has any type of footing in that.
I'll even throw out the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs. They're fucking. See, like the Chiefs. The Chiefs are interesting because, like, sometimes they'll spend up for their running back, and then sometimes they'll do Isaiah Pacheco and get the most out of Isaiah Pacheco, and maybe roll with Isaiah Pacheco for another season while whoever they draft in a month will wind up getting very limited reps, and they just signed Kareem Hunt again.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how they view their running back room.
Nobody does.
I know that, again, we have a lot of running backs in this. I mean, the depth of this draft is strong, but that kind of takes me back to, okay, well, how strong is it for NFL strong? It's strong coming out, but what about actually playing in? I'm going to get more into that. Draft capital, folks. Rhino, I was listening to this. There was some real not crazy, but I mean, I went down the rabbit hole, as you know I go down.
Yes, you do.
I went down there the other night. I was listening to this very analytics-driven podcast on what draft capital actually is, like, what goes into it, and how this dude came up with what draft capital is with their own his own formula, his own lot. Very, very intelligent, very, very smart, like numbers driven, and a lot of it makes sense, and a lot of it doesn't make sense. But the idea of what it's actually telling us in terms of like where teams, it's not just your grade, you know what I mean? It's not just a graded player. It's now like what is into the actual investment, right? The investment of it. It's again, rabbit hole. We'll bring the rabbit hole on to the show some other time. The Jets are going to take Armand Mimbu according to the 3.0.
And that's a good spot for him.
They say
the offensive line.
They say that he's a high character guy.
Yeah.
So I could tell you.
I think he ran the fastest. He ran the fastest 42. That doesn't mean anything, but his cone time and the 40 time was pretty good too. His top.
Well, all I could tell you in terms of OTs is you better be a certain weight. You better be, you better have some sort of athleticism for an offensive tackle, whatever. Whatever that athleticism is compared to the athleticism of a running back, because it's, don't need to tell anybody here. Yeah. But yeah, but more importantly, really, they're saying that he would fit into what the Jets and what what's his face is trying to do, Aaron Glenn. Mason Graham going to the Panthers. Okay,
like
defensive tackle. Look, this team. They need
a lot of pieces, but if they can build up the defense, offense like it was coming around pretty good.
Things are starting to work, or at least they started to work. Towards the end of last year. So if they could carry that momentum into the 2025 season, and if it means getting this dog out of Michigan, this dude though that may have the shorter arms than the others, That's for
Short
real?
armed and he's light.
Oh,
You know who else he said was light was Aaron Donald.
all right. Hey, look again. You're
So
gonna, you know they're gonna nitpick at something.
they are. I know they are.
They're nitpicking. You're gonna find something with 600 people. How about this guy? How about this guy? Just this guy's name.
Jahad, he's a stud.
Just his name alone.
Sideline to sideline linebacker.
He should be an absolute monster.
Yeah. He's a sideline to sideline linebacker. Good in coverage, good against the run.
And I like the pedigree.
Yeah.
I like the pedigree. I like this pick here, Will Campbell. We know LSU is all about protection, and they're all about their wide receivers. All right, and I like where the Bears are going there. The Niners need. Well, I'm not sure about this pick, but
I like that pick.
All right,
I like that. That's good because they need defensive secondary help. I think they either go safety or cornerback, but they also need offensive line help too. So
they need.
This is a spot where this spot and the Cowboys that could switch things up, because shoot, the Niners could decide to draft Hampton right there as heir apparent to CMC.
Be a little out of character, right?
Yeah,
that early. See
that early, but nothing's going to surprise you from 11 on down. But in my opinion, they'd be best getting the defense or offensive lineman right here.
John Lynch said that they have a plan. I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing what the plan is, but the
Niners and like the Cowboys, they're like teams that need to be good to make NFL more relevant. I know you think, that I'm biased in my opinion sometimes because I'm a Rams fan, but I know what's good for NFL. I've been watching this shit for a long time. Matthew Golden to the Cowboys, that'd be.
When I say this bias, everyone's got bias. Let's not make any mistakes. Everyone's got bias. The other 50% of the time is because I'm just busting your chops. But yes, we both could agree. Like they're staples of the league. The Cowboys and what they have done over the last 50, 60 years. The 49ers, even the freaking Steelers.
I was just going to say that. Exactly.
Even the Steelers.
Yeah.
They've just been like they are like the butt of the joke nowadays, but no one there gives a crap. And they've got a dedicated fan base that spans across both coasts.
Yeah. This would be a good pickup. This would be a good draft pick for them. With CeeDee Lamb.
Now, mind you, this FYI, this is the first wide receiver off the board.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
Well, and he improved the stock at the combine, and then I think the pro day he did too. So he's electric. He's a Texas boy, so it makes sense.
But
he's fast.
But shouldn't Jerry and Son be able to get this dude in the second?
Probably, but then they're taking a chance that he might go because he's that good that somebody later down the line, the Steelers.
This pick just seems out of character, even for the Cowboys. Well,
yeah.
I just again
because you would think they like he says that he went with Amarian Hampton, but then again, this is a spot where their offensive line, took a hit. They need help. They need help on the offensive line too.
And
they're not going to think that way. They want splash.
And I understand that the young man came on strong at the end of his collegiate career, right? He's very talented, But then again, many of these dudes are very talented. Who just Malachi Starks picked their team.
That's a good spot for they need the defensive secretary.
Who's in the house?
Trone.
Oh, the Trone goat, baby. Look at the Trone, man. Trone, baby. What's good? You a Malachi Starks fan?
Yeah. Stud. Thumper.
This dude, I mean.
And plus he has Jalen Ramsey in the locker room that help him to pick his brain and stuff. That's a good spot for him.
That team ain't gonna win. Doesn't matter who they draft. No, I'm serious. I mean, like, I'm sure. Again, I'm not scouting. I don't know all these kids. I don't watch the game like many do. It doesn't. I don't think it makes one bit of difference who they take here. The Dolphins are not really good. They're not gonna be able to compete.
And why do you think that?
For the most part, I mean, it starts up top. It starts with the head coach. We're going to start there, or the general manager and the head coach. He's too friendly. He's too nice. I
agree with you right there. Yeah,
he's too much of like the players, dude, which is great, but it's not going to get them to the next tier to where they, to where you expect to see them competing.
He's like when a mom and dad split up and the mom remarries. And they get the stepdad, and the stepdad tries extra too hard to be the cool dad. That's what he's like.
Trone Goat, if you're still with us, who's your team, bro? Bro, Goat. Who's the Goat a fan of? Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. So it starts there, and then so you got some talent. There's some talent on offense, obviously, but
you think Gil has a back?
There's a culture. It's a cultural thing over there as well. They don't have a good fan base. I can tell you that much.
No.
They have another 30-year-old slowing down wide receiver. They don't know how to pivot to featuring the more talented wide receiver at this stage in the game, which would be Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Malachi Starks. I mean, okay, fine. He's a safety. I'm sure he's very good. Wouldn't it behoove them to go offensive tackle?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think they would need some help.
Yeah.
You want to keep Tua upright?
Yeah, they want exactly because you can get other safeties in the second round, third round that are good. It's a pretty deep class.
I'm a big Cam Ward guy, Tron. I'm all about this dude Cam Ward for you.
Yeah.
I understand why there would be, a percentage that would be in the Abdul Carter camp. Just go get that dude, that filthy pass rusher. Let's be really good in that area as well. But you can't whiff on this quarterback.
No, I think if Vrabel was still there, I bet they'd probably go Carter.
Without doubt. Without question,
Yeah.
if Mike Vrabel was there, he what does he know? He knows what Mike Vrabel knows of quarterback is like one came out of the 6th round, and we won Super Bowls with that. That's what Mike Vrabel knows. Yeah. How many times is that going to hit? Took another 20 years for Brock Purdy. That doesn't hit. I like Cam for you, Sean. I'm going to go on record right now, Rhino.
I bet Calvin really likes Cam with them too.
I'm going to go on record. I don't know if Calvin Ridley's it, but right now he may be the only game in town, unless the Titans are going to spend on a wide receiver as well, which they should. They should bring in one of his dudes. Might as well bring in a Restrepo, whatever, however you pronounce it.
Or the tight end Alvaro.
Or go bring in his tight end.
Because he's a twinger, so he could play slot and outside. So
might as well bring in a guy that he already has familiarity with, that he's already comfortable with, he's got timing with, you might as well. Not to say that obviously he could develop that with Calvin Ridley or whoever else, but I think it'll just help matters. I really do. Restrepo. We're gonna pronounce that last name correctly before he's drafted. Restrepo. There it is. All right. Speaking of tight ends, the Colts are going to take Tyler Warren, the best tight end out of the class. Good for them.
They had our guy had to put a stat up on a X today that they haven't had tight end have more than 500 yards receiving since 2018. If they don't go tight end, there's gonna be a lot of Colts fans angry. And I like Will Johnson for the Falcons. He's probably the best cornerback in the draft.
I mean, the Falcons are pretty good on offense right now, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say they would want to definitely zero in and use their draft capital on some high valued blue chip, whether it be this dude, Will Johnson, or maybe they may have a better grade.
They might go edge too.
Here's where the grades come in. They may have a better grade on this dude, Malachi Starks. So, I mean, I can see that for the Falcons as well. Arizona Cardinals, Gray Zabel, North Dakota State interior offensive lineman.
He could play guard and tackle.
I guess.
He showed out the Senior Bowl.
I guess. Is this like one of the next second best, third best edges in the draft?
Yeah.
Like Green for the Bengals? I mean,
and he improved his stock at the Senior Bowl too. He was manhandling.
We don't think that.
He was manhandling freaking big dudes, man. Like the number one tackle. He was manhandling them, pushing them back. Just lightning in the bottle, man.
Well, much like the Falcons, they don't really need to spend that much on offense. Like, what are you going to do with all these guys? I mean, is this for their taxi squad?
No, they'll probably
their practice squad.
They'll draft another wide receiver because they lost more, but yeah, they'll draft another wide receiver go alongside in London, but not in the first round, maybe in third round, fourth round.
Let's get Tron baby our ad. Folks, goats, it's on, baby. It's on. Under a month. We'll be here with you live for the entire first round on Thursday, starting at 8 o'clock. Round 2's on Friday, starting at 7. Give us a like and subscribe. Don't miss out on any of this action. We may see Rhino freaking hanging from his chandeliers, not chandeliers, his fans. He may be hanging from the fans when the Rams are on the clock. I can't wait.
I'm more well, the Rams and the Raiders too, so I'm interested to see what they both do.
Man, could you imagine that big again, because of today's news, and the Browns don't do Shador. If the Browns don't do Shador, we know, and let's say, and the Giants don't do Shador, making it a whole stable of quarterbacks, right, including Tommy Cutlets. Can't forget about him. He may fall to the Raiders. Can you imagine if Shador keeps falling? Now, if Debo thinks that this dude is the best quarterback in the class, and he very well might be, and I've seen how accurate he really can be, but here's another take from someone else. Like, okay, so out of a full 100% pie, he threw 25% of his passes at the line of scrimmage. He threw 25% of his passes downfield accurately. And then the other 50% of his passes were under duress.
That's actually, big time under duress.
Under duress. Can you imagine if this dude is slipping? Because, again, a lot of these teams may not have the same grade, and they may not think that like, my God, look at what we've seen the last few years. Mac Jones is lucky to have a job. Zach Wilson's lucky to have a job. Fucking Kenny Pickett is lucky that he still has a job. These dudes are
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett.
What's Trey Lance up to today? We can't this up. We are all right. We understand Dion is his dad, but like, I'm just saying. It's.
And the thing about Sanders too, and the Raiders is him and Tom Brady have a relationship. They text back and forth to each other during the season.
So I mean, look. That could very well be the spot.
Mm-hmm.
If he were to fall, Geno, we know Geno's mid. I think Geno's mid. This isn't a revelation. Like all of a sudden, he's not. Geno Smith's not fine wine.
No.
All right, he's not getting any much better than where he's been.
No,
not much better at all. I don't care what you.
He's just above a box of wine.
I don't care what Brock Bowers is doing on the field.
Yeah.
Geno Smith don't like throwing to his tight end anyway. So I mean that's a whole different argument and discussion to be had soon. Colston Loveland seems like it makes sense.
I don't like this again. I mean, they need weapons. I know they need weapons, but they need to protect Darnold. We know what happens with Darnold when he gets pressured.
I'll tell you what stood out about this dude that Debo brought up. He catches upon reception. He does not go anywhere. There's nothing after the catch. He does not force a tackle. He doesn't break a tackle. If you're going to give him a 12-yard completion, the chances of you getting much after that don't seem to be in your favor.
Yeah. I
don't know. Again, I don't like the position, as you know, as is, but nevertheless, I digress.
No, you don't.
I digress. This is where I've been seeing Mr. Jihad Campbell go.
Yep, same here.
But not in this pick, not in this mock. It's this guy, Ezuraku. Donovan Ezuraku out of BC on the edge. Temper.
And I like that. I like that pick for them.
Temper will stay drafting defense.
Yeah.
Here's Amari in Hampton.
This is a good spot for him.
Sean Payton gets his guy.
Yep.
Hell, I mean, I'm for that.
And what's funny is, remember the first mock draft we did, the very first one we did, I said Jackson Dart 21 to Steelers.
I mean,
I could see him doing it. I mean, I think if he doesn't, if they don't, if Steelers don't do that, then I could actually see the Rams doing it 26.
Nothing would make me more happier than Rodgers in this entire saga just continues as is.
Yeah.
That he's just gonna chill out until August. They will be absolutely forced, like their hand is being dealt for them by taking a quarterback. Only now this dude can't really. I guess he can because of Mason Rudolph, but
like we said, Rudolph is serviceable. They got a decent offensive line. They got decent weapons.
See, here's the thing.
They need a running back too to go along with Warren.
Here's the other thing that I keep forgetting off the bat, but then I'm reminded of it. They're pretty much forced into this pick regardless. They don't have the luxury of a second round draft pick.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Where
this dude isn't going to be there in the third round on day 2.
No, he won't. A lot of the mock drafts that I do, I've been seeing them in the late 20s and early 30s.
All right. Well, here's Tet. Chargers. Last time they drafted a 6'4" wide receiver, he seemed to have developed a bad case of the dropsies and lost his ability to catch. In Quentin Johnston.
Johnson 6'4"?
I think he is.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think he's a different. There's proof on tape with Tet. There's proof on tape that Quentin dropped passes in college, but there's proof on tape with Tet that he got good hands, really good hands. That'd be a nice receiving duel. And bring back Keenan Allen in the slot.
If he's slot, yeah, Keenan Allen. So even he's acknowledging that he wouldn't be shocked if McMillan goes in the first 8 picks.
Yeah.
But if he does slide, this is a potential landing spot. Yeah. All right.
Tet is actually he's been mocked to the Raiders a couple of times too.
See,
they need a freaking number 1 receiver too.
See, here's where it gets so kind of like, okay, well, if Tet is on the board, Green Bay, you don't do everything possible to get up ahead of the Chargers to get Tet McMillan. You're shooting yourselves in the foot.
They could.
I recognize that they don't ever draft.
No, but they can also draft Emeka Ukuba from Ohio State at 23.
Okay.
So,
yeah, they absolutely could. They absolutely could. I think I would be okay with that as well for the Packers.
Yeah.
And I don't see Mbuka in this first round. So
no. And if Mbuka is there at 26, I think the Rams will pull the trigger on that because he's a perfect fit for the Rams.
But they do go defense.
Yeah,
they do. They're
probably, and he's good. That'd be a good pick because they're either going to trade or release Jair
Alexander. Yeah. So that's why they would probably do that. The Vikings go with defense. Obviously, they don't need offense. The Texans go offensive tackle.
They
shock.
do that.
Shock. Your Rams got
That'd be good. That'd be good spot. That'd be good.
Trey Armos, ladies and gentlemen, come on down. Defense, shock.
Yeah.
Georgia edge, Mikael Williams, and to round out this, Daniel Jeremiah 3.0 mock draft. It's this dude going to the Commanders. Okay, sure. The Bills, defensive tackle. Okay, sure. Sounds good to me. The Chiefs, offensive tackle. No, you don't need
they have tackle. They have to.
Yeah, we know they have to.
They know they have to.
And this dude's getting a lot of smoke lately. This dude, Shamar. Shamar Stewart. Of course, leave it up to Uncle Howie to get this prospect. Now, from what I heard, he's got fantastic traits.
Yeah.
Fantastic traits. He's got absolutely zero production, but fantastic traits. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
He's got he's an edge rusher. He's got 1 sack in his last 2 years.
He's got good traits.
He's got good traits. I'm not even joking you. You think I made that up?
No.
I did not. I did not make it up. All right. That was a good reaction show to Daniel Jeremiah's 3.0 mock draft. We're going to be back this Thursday, right? This Thursday.
Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, sorry. Friday.
We will be back this Friday with our own mock draft with Mock Draft Matthew and Commissioner Rhino himself.
I mean Mock Draft Mike this week. Who knows?
Maybe so. You'd be Commissioner Mike. I don't know. All right, guys. Good stuff. Thank you very much. We will see you again next Friday. This upcoming Friday. My bad. Upcoming Friday.
8:00. Make a difference, be a difference. Have a good rest of your week. See you Friday.